What's up, people? It's your boy Money Montana, aka Mr. YSI himself, and y'all just tuned in to Young Savvy Investor. And today, we're gonna talk about the stock market. See, last week on my Facebook page, I made a status telling a few of my followers, if y'all ever thought about investing in the stock market, I think right now might be the perfect time to do so. And after I made that post, immediately I got a bunch of text messages, phone calls, DMs. A few people commented under the status, basically asking questions, asking advice on how could they get started in the stock market. So instead of taking hours individually responding to everybody one-on-one, I decided to make this video and go in more detail of what I would do in this time right now with the market crash and being down right now. So this episode, I'm gonna give you guys my 5 main tips that I use when I'm approaching purchasing stock, and I'm also going to give you guys 3 stocks that I currently hold that I'm looking to buy more stock in and that I think you guys might enjoy watching. First, I gotta say, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't have any degrees. I'm not in college. I'm not a stock expert. I'm not a real estate agent. I just know how to start and manage individual companies from the ground up and see them flourish. I'm just an average guy that lives in Chicago, Illinois, just like any other guy. And I just know a little thing or two from my personal experience. So I do want to share things that I personally learned, but I just got to let you guys know I'm not an advisor. I can't legally give you advice. I can't manage your portfolios legally because I'm not licensed to do any of that. But I do have knowledge. My skill set is business. I just love starting businesses. I love starting new ventures. I love to invest. I love to make my money work for me. And with that being said, I feel like I can kind of tell you a thing or two, but I just got to let you guys know I'm not legal. I'm not licensed in any of that. We'll jump into the stock market after my introduction. What's up, people? It's your boy Money Montana, the founder of Young Savvy Investments. And I'm just a young savvy investor, you know? See, I invest in almost any and everything. I recently just started creating and pressing up my own clothes. Yeah, it took me a couple months learning the process, but I'm starting to master my craft. Gotta trust the process. Now let me take you on a ride with me and show you what I got going on firsthand, behind the scene. What I've learned and still learning about being a young entrepreneur. I'm Money Montana, the young savvy investor. Big money. I'm just a young savvy investor. Let's get it. I gotta salute my favorite rapper, man. I've watched this guy for a while. I admire him, I guess. His name Rocco the Don, and he got this little quote that he said on one of his mixtapes. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Okay, and if you are prepared, you don't have to get ready for situations that will come to the future. So, with that being said, I'm pretty sure you guys heard this. Cash is king. When you guys have cash, you can either spend it or you can invest it. Once you spend it, it's gone. Once you invest it, you can double it, triple it, 4x it, 5x it, 10x it. You can manipulate money so many ways when you know how to invest properly that it might be scary sometimes. Now, before I continue with my 5 tips of approaching stock and the 3 stocks that I'm watching, I strongly advise you guys to take a few hours, preferably 30, 36 hours, go on YouTube, watch other people, watch other gurus play with the stock market, and just try to figure out your own comfort level. Try to figure out what will work for you. You know what I'm saying? Things that I might listen and things that I might say might not work for you. You have to find your own niche and your own pattern to invest in. and your own way of spending your money comfortably. You know, you can't do what the next man do because you might not know everything that the next man know. So now, I know if you are familiar with the stock market, I know you might hear on the news or hear other investors say the bottom or rock bottom or it's finna bottom out or the numbers are gonna get lower. Me personally, we are experiencing a pandemic. You know, for reasons I can't say what's going on, but everyone knows what's going on in the world right now. And with this thing that's causing the world basically to go into quarantine or things of that nature is honestly the only reason the stock market has took a turn the way that it took right now. If the reason that is all on the news right now that we not supposed to talk about on the internet, if that never occurred, the numbers that you see in the stock market right now wouldn't be here. So honestly, if you're trying to play I want to wait till the number get this low, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna lose because the stock market isn't supposed to be here. We're not supposed to have an airborne thing going on right now. So this is a pandemic, a accident. It's a what is a better word? It's a freak accident. Just leave it that way. This wasn't nothing that's planned. So you can't approach investing, planning, once you're in a pandemic. You just have to learn how to act on a lot of the situations. You gotta remain calm. You gotta think. You know what I'm saying? You gotta balance your wins and your losses out. And obviously with any investment, it's a risk. You know what I'm saying? Stock is a risk. Real estate is a risk. Starting a business is a risk. Anytime you're dealing with money, honestly, it's always going to be.
Sorry, I missed that. Could you say it again, please?
When dealing with money, is always going to be a risk factor. So I just wanted to say that. Even though I said that I'm not licensed, I guess I will give you guys a little background of who I am. Why would you listen to me, or what makes me think I know anything if I'm not licensed or haven't been to college, or this isn't what I do for a living. It is what I do for a living. I just don't hold the titles and get paid to work for other people to do it for a living. I just do it for myself. Currently 30 years old. I'm currently unemployed like, 4 or 5 other million people around this nation. I'm currently on quarantine. I don't leave the house unless I'm going to the grocery store or the gas station. I'm in the same situation a lot of you guys is in. There's nothing special about me at all. But I will say this. When I was 19, right after high school, I did partner up with one of the older guys from my neighborhood, and I started selling cars. I got my dealer's license at 19. I was selling cars. When I was 20, I partnered up with another company and was learning property management. By the time I turned 21, I paid cash for my first multiple unit building. I became a landlord shortly after that at 21. My first tenant, I think, was probably 38, and her son was older than me. I purchased 3 more properties before I turned 24. And I currently own 5 different companies, and I'm part owner of 2 different companies. And I just started the stock market. So just a little, little paper trail of who I am, where I come from, what I do, and what makes me think that I know a little bit about business, because I've been in business since I was 19, successfully. And with that being said, I do want to let you guys know I got this thing, YSI. I like to call my friends investors, young savvy investors, entrepreneurs. I like to use that a lot. And if you're interested in being a young savvy investor, all you have to do is master the art of being confident, smart, and calm while everybody else is panicking. Now, I'm going to jump into the stock. I'm going to pull it up on my screen. I'm going to show you guys an app that I use. All right, here we go. Now, first thing first, I'm going to say I use TD Ameritrade. That is the company that I network with. That's who I buy and sell my stock with. If you guys are wondering why I use TD Ameritrade, because that's what my grandma used. She's been investing for 20, 30, 40 years. And if she's comfortable with it, I'm comfortable with it. If she feels that it's safe, I feel that it's safe, because she's always weary of putting her information and bank information and all that stuff. So if she comfortable with using the company, that's the company I use. I don't listen to none of my friends. I don't listen to nobody on YouTube. I do what my grandmother do. Simple. Now, first thing I like to do when I'm investing into stock, I mainly invest into companies that the government cannot afford to go bankrupt. So one of my 5 tips, number 1, make sure you're investing in a strong company that the government cannot afford to let go bankrupt, such as Royal Caribbean Cruise Line. You know, all of their assets are billion-dollar boats. I mean, if you're not in the business of having a cruise line, who else is going to have the money to buy these boats? You know what I mean? So the banks will give a cruise line a loan to make sure they companies don't. Let me cut this off. Give me a second. You know, the banks will get a cruise line a loan to make sure they companies don't go under, because at the end of the day, the banks don't want the cruise lines to bankrupt, because what are they going to do with a bunch of yachts? Who are they going to sell the boats to? And if the cruise lines bankrupt, how can they buy the boats back? So me personally, especially starting off, I start off in companies like that. You know, airplane industries. You know what I mean? The government isn't going to allow the airlines to go bankrupt, because who else is going to buy these airplanes? Who else is going to provide this service? They don't have the savviness to do that. You know what I mean? That's not what the government and the banks are in place for. They're not trying to take your business and run your business. They want you to run your business. They want you to be successful. They just want to make some money at the end of the day. So my number 1 thing is invest in something that you know the government is going to back up. When times get hard, right now, you know, times is hard. The auto industry, you know, they're going to get a loan if they need a loan. You know, the government is not going to let Ford Motor Company bankrupt. You know, the government would never let GM bankrupt. You know what I mean? Even if they bank, they're going to give them whatever money they need to go forward. So that's what you kind of want to look at. You want to look at a company that's strong and dominant in their field. You know, airplanes, cruise lines, things of that nature. My number 2 tip is check the annual stock chart. So right now, if you look at this screen we on, right now it's on 2 days, 1 hour. So it'll go back 2 days. So I'm assuming this is Thursday, and all the way over here is what's currently going on. This would have closed at yesterday, 157.5. Right now, the stock market is closed over the weekend, and this particular is a account that I manage. This is Boeing. Right now, they're at $162, which is good. Okay, you check the annual. The reason I say you check the annual stock chart, for the simple fact it lets you know the high and lows throughout the previous year, and then that could kind of give you a sense of, what should I be paying for this stock? Is it at the highest number? Is it at the lowest number? Is it right in the middle? You know what I mean? Also, this is just a free tip. When you already own a stock, let's say you own a stock and you paid $2 for that stock. I don't know what stock costs $2, but let's just say, you know, you own a stock and you paid $2 for a share of that stock. If you jump back into the stock market and you see that you paid $2 for it, but right now it's worth $1.50, if you're smart and you have the money, I would spend an extra $1.50 and buy another share. If you already own a company, as the numbers decline, as your, you know, what is the word? As its value decrease, you're supposed to bid more. So, you know, if it went from $2 to $1.50, if you paid $2 for it, why wouldn't you pay $1.50 for another one? And you wake up tomorrow, it go down again, $1.25. I mean, you just paid $1.50 for one, so why not pay $1.25 for another one? This is just my concept because one, I don't me personally, just me, with the skill set that I have, with the tips that I'm finna give you guys, the way that I approach every stock that I buy. I don't buy a stock that I fear is gonna go down, 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 down. I buy a stock with knowing that within the next 3 to 8 months the value is gonna go up. Meaning, I don't care when I wake up the first 2-3 weeks and I see that it's going down. Actually, I'd be happy. I currently own 53 shares of Boeing, and I'm hoping the price falls. I don't want the price to go up right now. I'm trying to get more. I want the price to go back down to $98 when I originally started buying it. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing at the stock market. You can't fear the shifts of the numbers when they jump up, when they jump down. That's why I'm giving you these tips, starting with investing in something that the government will back always. And 2, check the annual charts. Check the highs and the low for the whole 365 days. Okay? Now 3, right after I check the annual chart, I check the 3-month chart, then I check the 1-month chart. You know what I'm saying? Especially right now. Right now we're in a pandemic. We having a crisis with everything right now. Like I say, they got it to the point where they basically want everyone to stay in the house. Don't come outside. So this isn't a normal situation. So the best way that I can advise you to purchase your stock is to go back a month before they shut the government down, before they stopped us from working, before they closed the jobs down. Go back 1 month and see what the stock was trading for a month ago. I'm not a professional, but I feel that 3 months from now, 4 months from now, the stock will be back at where it was the previously 30 to 90 days ago. So where it was last month or where it was 3 months ago, I strongly feel that's where it will be by the end of the summertime. So with that being said, I say check those prices, the 3-month and the 1 month. I say check those prices for the simple fact that's going to give you an idea of what the future value of this stock is worth. Right now, if you go back to February, every stock was right here. And then once you cross over to March 5th, every stock take a downside. Like everything just drops. That's nothing to be scared of. We entered the crisis in March. They shut our companies down in March. They told people to go on quarantine in March. So it's normal for the numbers to drop down. You know what I'm saying? So you shouldn't look at the stock chart right now and be like, man, I'm going to lose a lot of money. No. The last time the stock was interrupted like this was 9 years ago. Okay? Just a little stats for you. 76% of the time, the stock market is up. 76% of the time, the stock market is up. It fluctuates, but it's never in a position that it's in right now. It was 9 years ago the last time the stock market was low like this, and I can almost guarantee you when the stock market bounced back, it'll be another 7 or 10 or longer before the numbers ever get back low like this. So you either gonna catch this shit now or wait 7 or 10 years for another hiccup to happen, and maybe you could play the game then. Okay, so my first one was strong investments. Number 2 was check the annual stocks. Number 3 was check the previous month chart and the previous 3-month chart. Number 4 is you have to find a price point and a profit margin that you're comfortable with making. Okay, you can't sit back and say, man, my friend made this, so if I invest in this company, I'm gonna make that. You can't sit back and say, man, it's March 28th, 2020, and I'm watching Monty Montana and he talking about these stocks right now. You can't assume what I got going on is gonna automatically happen for you. For example, right now this Boeing stock is at $162. I bought my first few shares at $98. Okay, so you can never compare your profits to me because as of right now, I don't think the price will ever go back down to $98. I doubt that. So the chances of you being able to purchase the stock that I got at $98 is probably never. So you need to just get in where you could fit in at. Now, what I personally try to do right now, starting off, which I advise you guys to do after you do your research, after you YouTube other people in stock markets, I strongly advise you guys to pick your own target, pick your own company, pick your own profit margin, figure out if you want to double your money, triple your money, or whatever the case may be, and you buy into the stocks that drop. It's simple. If the stock was $40 in February and it's $12 today, I would definitely buy that stock today, because 3 or 4 months from now, it's going to be $40 again. And you just turned every $12 purchase into $40 just because you bought that share right now. You got to take advantage of the crisis. That's what I mean. You got to stay calm and make smart decisions while everybody else is panicking, just doing the first thing that come to them. Okay? So you got to find a price point and profit margin that you're comfortable with. Okay. So I gave y'all my 5 tips. Now we're going to take a look at TD Ameritrade. That's the I guess that's the app that I use to buy and sell my stock currently. And we're going to also take a look at 3 of my favorite stocks that I actually own. And I'm gonna add another one. I said I was gonna give you 5 tips and 3 stocks that I own and manage and that you might want to look at. I'm gonna give you 4, because I have one that I want to buy and I'm just waiting on it to get a little bit lower, and I'm gonna buy it. But first we're gonna start with Boeing. Okay. Boeing is actually the company that I told people on my Facebook to go buy last week when I made the status, and they was like, which ones to buy? I was like, go buy BA. When I made that status last week, it was at $107. I ended up buying it at $98 because it dropped a little bit more. But as you see right now, Boeing is at $162. Okay, so if we apply my 5 tips of why will we invest into this stock, let's see if we get the charts to pop up. Okay. 3 months ago, Boeing was selling for about $350. Okay. Go back a year, it was close to $400. So right now, Boeing is at $162 per share. So if you was to buy this, you can pretty much assume that in a good market, it's going to be worth $350, $400. Double 162 is 324. So if you was to sell at 324, 330, you're going to double your money right then and there. Or you can wait till the market rise, but that's why I say I pinpoint what I want to make. I don't wait to see what the market going to do. So if I say as soon as it hit 330, I'm going to sell, as soon as I hit 330, I'm selling. I'm not going to wait to see if it get 340, 350. Right now I currently manage about 53 shares of Boeing. This is actually my favorite one, because like I say, you want to invest in strongly into something that the government won't allow to go bankrupt. And Boeing right now they produce the helicopters, the army planes, the helicopters that got the guns built on the side of them, all of the jets, the fleet of jets. Like, they are the airplane industry. And the chances of the government letting the airplane industry bankrupt, slim to none. It's not going to happen. So, like I say, I bought Boeing. My average shares is about $158 per share. Like I say, I bought some at $98, but I had to wait to get paid. And once I got paid, I went and bought some more. But when I went back and bought them, it was like, $160 per share, $150 per share. So that they balanced out the ones that I got for $98 plus the ones that I paid $160 for, and my overall average price is $158. So anytime the market go below $150, $158, $155, I'm buying a share. It go lower, 120, $122. I'm buying 2 shares. Get what I'm saying? Like, I'm playing around the number that I'm already invested in. Right now, I'm already invested at 158, so I don't mind spending anything around that to build up my portfolio in this particular stock, because I know each share is going to sell roughly 350, 400 or more, depending on the previous analytics that TD Ameritrade give you, that all stock markets give you. That's why I say the first thing you do after you find you a good company, that's why I say the second thing you do is you check the annual stocks, check the month stocks, check 3 months, check what the numbers was, so you can see, you can kind of predict whether it's going up or down. It's gonna go up from here. Another company that I would like you guys to take a look at is HA, Hawaiian Holdings. This is the company that's responsible for basically people going to Hawaii. They are the main company that get people to Hawaii, whether it's plane. I just know that this company is a good company, and a lot of people like to go to Hawaii to vacation. A lot of people from Hawaii like to come to America. So why not invest in the one company that specializes in getting people from their country to Hawaii? You know what I'm saying? Hawaiian Holdings. So right now they're at 1107. If you check the chart, go back 3 months ago, they were selling at $30. Go back a year ago, they were selling at $32, $33, So if you was to buy this company right now at $11, it might go down $10.50 or it might go up $12, whatever the case may be. If you was to buy this company right now and wait for the market to balance back out, once it gets to around $30, $33, you have been and tripled your money. You know what I'm saying? So those are the type of stocks and the returns that I like to look for. I like to buy things that's low that I know I could double or triple my money once it sells. 4 times over, 5 times over, different things like that. Now, another company I'm going to give you guys is Hertz, ticker HTZ. Also, ticker for Hawaiian Holdings was HA, and the ticker for Boeing was BA, just in case you guys wanted to look at them and watch the numbers yourself. So Hertz is the car rental company. They're in most of the major airports, and obviously their numbers are down because the airports are closed right now. You know what I'm saying? The only reason that the numbers are where they are right now is because we have this thing going on in the world that's causing us to be quarantined and things of that nature. So you're not really supposed to speak on the word. That's why I keep saying thing, So we got this thing going on, and this thing is causing all of the businesses to drop. So for $6.18, you could buy 1 share of Hertz rental car company. And if you check the mark, go back 3 months, they were selling for $20. 3 years ago, okay, 3 months, 6 months, on an average, they're a $20 a share company in the upper market. So you getting them at $6, anything, 6, 12, 18. Once it reach 18 and some change, you done already tripled your money. So you don't have to be investing thousands of dollars in the stock market to make your money. You just have to know what you're looking for, create you a pattern. I got my tips, and I got, the number one. I invest in things that companies and the banks and the government don't want to go bankrupt. You know what I mean? So yeah, this is another one. This is one that I own Hertz, I own Hawaiian Holdings, and I own Boeing. I have a lot of shares of all those companies. Now, this is a company that I'm going to show you guys that you all are familiar with. It's called Tesla. Okay? Right now, you can get Tesla for $515 for 1 share. $515 for 1 share. Yes, I will be buying a share very, very soon, if not 2. But Tesla, it's the future of automobiles. They're the future. So on an average, before the market crashed, Tesla was trading for, about $800, $900 a share for 1 share. Okay, it took its crash like everything else around March 2nd. So currently, I strongly feel that when the market peak back up, Tesla is going to be worth over $900 a share, $1,000 per share, easy. It's going to be up there with Google and stuff like that. So me personally, I don't feel that 514 for a share is a bad buy, due to the fact that in the good market each share is $800 plus. So I just, like I said, you have to create a system that you're good with. You have to pinpoint your own profits. You have to find numbers that you're comfortable with. You have to find investments, that money that you're comfortable with spending, money that you have to go without for 30, 60, 90, 180 days. You have to be prepared to sit if you have to sit. If you buy this at 514, obviously if it drop again, you can't sell. So you have no choice but sit. A lot of people be like, man, I lost $10. I'm going to get up out of here real fast before I lose any more money. No, that's not the goal. That's not the goal. That's not how it's supposed to go. You're not supposed to be in the stock market to lose money. You're not supposed to do anything to lose money. It's a risk, but you only take the loss when you act. So if you panic and you sell too fast, or you question and don't buy fast enough, those are the only times you're going to lose. But if you're patient, the stock market is a pretty safe game. You're supposed to look at the dividends, market caps, how much money, how much cash companies have, their debt to income ratio, and all that is other statistics for another show. Okay, the companies that I told you about, I don't feel a bankrupt no time soon. They all have plenty of cash, and there's no chance of, like I said, I don't see them going down. So I feel that I said three: BA, Hertz, Hawaiian Holdings, and we added Tesla in there at the end. Those four companies, I'm pretty confident, are going to be around forever, and they're going to be dominant forever. And the chances of some random person coming up out of nowhere knocking these companies out of the water is slim to none. Another company is the cruise line, the Royal Caribbean Cruises. The government's not going to let them bankrupt. They got boats and things of that nature, and it's nothing that the government can do with these companies if they bankrupt. There is no other person in the world that has this money to invest into a boat. You know what I mean? There's no other company that's making planes that shoot guns. You know what I'm saying? So you need to be savvy with your investments and invest in companies that can withstand this thing that we're going through right now. You want a company that can make money when they're not open, basically. You know what I mean? You want a company that knows how to manage money, that got a lot of cash laying around. I don't really invest in companies that got millions. I like to invest in companies that got billions, because so like I say, I gave you guys 5 tips. I gave you 3 stocks that I recently purchased, and I'm going to purchase more of. And I also gave you guys one of my dream stocks, which is Tesla. I'm going to own that too. I want that too. So once again, I'm not an advisor. I don't have any license for any of these things. I just give you guys advice from my real life experience. And if you found this video helpful by any means, like it, share it, tell a friend about it. You know what I'm saying? And subscribe, because the next video gonna be better than this video. I guarantee.